Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the most easiest, fluffiest white bread you've ever made before. And what better way to send the kids back to school with a delicious sandwich. So stay tuned, let's get baking. So what you're going to do is you're going to add 1 kilo of white flour. You can use all-purpose flour, any type of flour you have. Today I'm going to use my favourite brand, loaf. You can get this from Woolworths, and I think Coles have it, but I always get mine from Woolworths. Anyway, this is 600 gram bags, and you get also the yeast provided inside. So you get 4 packets of 600 gram bags of flour in the box. So we're going to use 2 of those today, and just leave a little bit on the end so that we make just around a kilo. So we're going to just put it in the middle here on our bench. So here we go. I don't think there's anything better than the smell of white bread baking. So we're just going to put that over there, and then you're going to do the same thing with the other packet. You could also use any type of flour. You could use a rye flour. You could do my favourite, which is a sourdough flour. You could use a wholemeal. You could use gluten-free. I'm also heavily celiac, so I do, for me, gluten-free. But this is for Jordan, or if you're doing for your family, you can just use any flour you like. Okay, so now that I have my mound of flour, we're then going to have 600 ml of tepid water here. So I like to use warm water because the yeast goes better with warm water. You're also going to have 7 grams of yeast. You can use whatever yeast you like. So I just have a Coles brand yeast. So teaspoon, and you're just going to stir that around. The warm water is going to activate the yeast. So leave that for 5 minutes. Let it bubble up and get fermented. Also, a good tip for you is to add a little bit of white sugar. So just pop that in there with the yeast. The yeast is going to feed off that white sugar, and it's going to develop even quicker. So we're just going to leave that for 5 minutes to develop, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we are back. Our yeast has developed, so it's all frothy. What you're going to do now is you're going to make a hole in the center of your kilo of flour. So it's going to be almost like a well. So you're going to put that like that. You can use a spoon if you want, but I just like using a fork for this baker's tip. So now we're just going to add a pinch of sea salt. I don't like to use iodined table salt. I either like to use Himalayan or sea salt. So nice pinch of that. And the salt really makes your bread. So any bread that you ever do, always use good salt. It's like butter for pastries. You have to use good butter. With bread, you have to use good salt. So that's just another trick there. You're getting so many tricks today. This is awesome. We're learning as we're baking. So now what you're going to do is get your yeast, and you're going to slowly pour some into the well in the middle. Then you're going to get your fork, and you're going to slowly mix it together. Keep the flour wall higher so you don't have spillage. This is always the bit that's a little bit messy. So just know to have a sponge or cloth handy because you're going to need it. So get it? You're going to need it. Look at me, it's so late at night and I'm baking bread. Isn't this what mums do? Sometimes make sure we have nice fresh bread for the little ones if we haven't been able to go buy any, especially with this isolation going on, right? I mean, if you can not go to the shops as much as possible, do not go. So, but I think it's just really therapeutic, the idea of making your own bread. And I know Jordan, my little one, loves it when I make him bread. And he loves my brioche as well. He's always saying to me, Mummy, can you make your brioche? So that's actually a good idea. In the comments, comment if you want to see me make some nice sweet brioche that you and your little ones can make together. I'd like to make that, and maybe we'll have Jordan come on and help make that as well, which would always be fun. He loves the camera. So now we're just going to keep going. Alright, so now we're going to keep kneading our bread. But remember, the most important thing is do not add more flour. You might find it a little bit too sticky and you're going to add more flour. That is the worst thing you can do. Flour and bread, my goodness, the more flour you throw, the more that bread dough is going to soak it up, the more heavier and dense your loaf. We don't want that. We want light, nice, fluffy sandwich bread pieces or toast pieces, whatever you want to do. This bread dough that you're making is so versatile, so you can make anything you want with this, but we want to do white sandwich bread today. You can even add some nuts and seeds in it if you wanted to, or sugar and cinnamon, things like that, and make a sweet bread if you wanted to, or a fruit bread. So it's really versatile. But if you find that your bread dough is too sticky, what you would do is, instead of, as I said, reaching for the flour, we're going to just keep kneading. Knead it harder. It'll get less sticky, I promise you. The gluten is going to activate in the bread, and you'll finally get something that looks like this. Okay? Now I have made, with that kilo of bread, tea towel. You could have it damp with warm water if you wanted to, or just dry. That's up to you. And you're just going to cover them like that. And because I had the heater on earlier here, because it is freezing in Melbourne tonight, what you're going to do is just leave them here in a warm place and let them rest for an hour. And then we will be back and I will show you how much they have risen. Let that yeast activate and rise up the bread for that hour. You will see it. Hopefully yours will do the same. And then we're going to come back to do the last stage before they go into the oven to cook. And then hopefully soon eat, right? Because I'm hungry. I want some with some jam or butter or something. So we're back in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. So what we're going to do now is, if you don't know already, I'm with my son Jordan. He has woken up from his nap while these were finished proving. I bet you he could smell the bread. It woke him up. It's his favourite. So now what we're going to do, as I said,
I like it.
He likes it. So they have finished proving. So now you're going to have something like this. As you can see, it's getting quite high. Now I've stopped these around an hour proving so I can get these into the oven. But if you want them a little bit higher, just prove them that little bit longer until you're happy. If you don't want to take the tea towel off it, just give it a gentle poke and you'll know how high they'll go, and then you can you'll know how high they go, and then you can decide when you're ready to put them in the oven. But do not overproof them. That is something that people do.
That's exactly always people do.
Don't overproof them. So after 2 hours of proving, that's your limit.
I give you a make a burger, a cup, a top tip, a beaver, and I mean sack walk, a top tip.
That's right. So what you want to do, is you want to just leave it at the 2 hour mark, which is absolutely the max. Otherwise, you'll get a big high and then you'll get a huge drop. And when they drop, when you put them in the oven, they're going to stay dropped. And then you're not going to have a nice high bread dough because all the oxygen's gone. And what you want is a nice high bread dough. We want a big loaf, don't we? We want a nice bread. They're heavy. They're heavy, aren't they? All right. So the oven's hot because I've had that proving for over an hour now at 200 degrees. You can have it at 180 if you want to, but we find that that is not hot enough to get that really nice rise. So we have it at 200, and you could even have it that little bit more if you want to. It does depend on your oven. Ours is fan forced. Ours works pretty good. So we're going to leave it at 200. Now, what bakers used to do, and still do today, is they put a baker's mark on the top of their bread. It also helps the gases from the yeast fermenting in the bread come out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut. These are some clean kitchen scissors that I use for my bread, so just don't get any scissors. You need to have kitchen ones, okay? And you're just going to make...
Mommy, I'm making a ball.
Oh no, we can't make a ball now. We've finished doing the dough. So, that is it. So we have just put some cut marks into our bread. Because that's how they rise and all the air comes out and you get the lines. So you get the lines on the bread. So when you ever see lines and things on the bread, that's the baker's mark.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You know? Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put these bad boys in the oven. We're going to cook these for around an hour. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes depending on how they go. Just keep a good eye on them because they do rise pretty quickly. And you will know when they are ready because they'll be golden and risen on the top. When you take them out and it's cooled down a little bit, you will tap on the bottom. If it's hollow, they are ready. Don't do the whole put a knife in and check it. That's for cakes. What you want to do is hit it. If it's hollow and not dense, they are ready. So we're going to put them in and then we'll see you when they are done. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So we are just putting them in the oven now. I have got them in the middle of the oven on the top rack. So we'll shut that and then we'll see you in a minute. So this is the bread now that it's come out of the oven. As you can see, there's a crispy top on the top and then it is nice and soft and huge in the middle. What do you think, Jordan?
Good.
It's good.
Yeah,
This
I
is
do
my
like a
taste tester.
You make a baked bread.
Apparently, Mummy makes the best bread, and you can at home for your little ones or for yourself.
Mommy,
So get baking. Of course, you can have that. So I like to add some gluten-free jam to mine, Australian, of course, raspberry jam. It is delicious. And it is gluten-free, vegan, which I love. And then, of course, some beautiful Australian Western Star butter. Doesn't get any better than that, so I'm going to slather that on. Nothing better, than a nice thick crust of bread. Yes. Our bread has come out of the oven. It smells amazing. It looks amazing. It's light. It's fluffy. It's hollow. You know that it's ready. We're going to have this. He's already enjoying it now. We're going to have this with our Western Star butter and our Australian jam, raspberry jam. It's our favourite. It is gluten-free and vegan, so we're going to pair that nicely with our bread. We hope your little ones enjoy their bread tomorrow for school. We hope you enjoy the bread, even now with a cup of tea or tomorrow or whenever you want it. We're going to enjoy ours now. Alright guys, remember to like and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did making it for you. We hope your little one enjoys this bread. We know we did. We're going to have it with some butter and jam. And we'll see you on the flip side. See you later. Hi guys, we hope you enjoyed that easy bread baking tutorial. Remember, if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. And remember to click that notification bell as well so you'll see all our new uploads and our daily content. Alright guys, enjoy your bread. Bye.
Bye.